It was a great movement run by the Muslims of India in the history of subcontinent. Khilafat movement was religious and political movement launched by the Muslims of the British India for the retention of Ottoman Khilafat, or we can say the Khilafat-e-Usmaniya. The institution of Khilafat was established after the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, and the rulers of the administrators of Islamic State are called the Khalifa. This title given to Khalifa was known as Khalifatul Rasul. The title was changed when a foreigner entered the Masjid Nabawi and inquired, "Where is the Amir al-Mu'mineen?" Then the name of Khalifa was changed from Khalifatul Rasul to Amir al-Mu'mineen, Khalifatul Mu'mineen. The institution of Khilafat first four caliphs are called Khulafa Rashidin, and then it was transferred to Banu Umayyah family. From Banu Umayyah family it was transferred to Banu Abbas, and at the time of First World War, the time when Muslims of India started this movement, the institution of Khilafat was in the hands of Ottoman Turks. The Ottoman Caliph was respected and held high reverence by the Muslims scattered all over the world. The Muslims of India in particular had allegiance with the Khalifa and struggled hard to protect the institutions of Khilafat. The institution was a pivotal point and central authority and power for the Muslims who could not tolerate any humiliation to the Caliph by any other power. When the First World War broke out in 1914, The present circumstances compelled the Ottoman Empire Caliph to fight against the Allies, because the Allies countries' forces were occupying the different parts of Turkey since the 1911. The position of Italy was weak, so he did not defend their territories. So many territories have been gone in the hands of Western powers. Turkey decided to join the Germany and fought against the Western powers by the side of Germany. The Muslims naturally attached their sympathies with the Turkish brothers. The government of India adopted the policy to keep the Muslims of India under control and did not allow them to raise any voice in support of Turkey. The Muslims of Turkey, the Muslims of India extended maximum support to the Turks and the Arabs in their past wars. So now they were extending their support for the Turks. By the end of the war, Germany and Turkey lost many of their territories as well as lost the war. The First World War came to an end in 1918. Turkey had lost most of its territories. During this war, most of the territories of Turkey had been occupied by the Western powers. The Muslims of India realized their religious duty to help the Muslim country. It was the extraterritorial attachment based on Islam. Another factor same to first was the Indian Muslims considered Ottoman Khilafat as symbol of unity for the Muslims and Ummah, and demanded to the government and got assurance from the British government through Indian representatives. The objectives of the movement was: first objective, Ottoman Khilafat should be kept intact. Number 2, territorial solidarity of Turkey should be preserved. Number 3, control of holy places of the Muslims should not be given to non-Muslims. that were non-Muslim powers. In 1918, after the end of war, the Allied powers gathered and discussed the matter to deal with the defeated countries. The Allied wanted to demolish the Ottoman Empire, which had fought by the side of Germany. The Turkey Ottoman Empire was a great power and a great empire which rules a great area of different continents. So a great part of Europe was under his command. The Muslims were greatly disturbed over the fate of Turkey and desired that a respectable agreement be concluded between the British and Turkey. They were not prepared to see humiliation of the Khilafat and the same time could not afford to pick up confrontation with the government. In 1918, the Allied forces announced temporary agreement regarding the defeated countries. In this agreement, which was concluded on 1918 between the Allied and Turkey, the terms of this agreement were very humiliating for Turkey, who was dictated to accept the terms and conditions of allies. Turkey was divided into parts and Turkish army was disintegrated. All Turkish vessels were captured and railway income was fixed for the allies. The allies were to determine new borders of Turkey and internal administration was to be handled by Turkey itself. The allies took every step to eliminate the religious place of Islam in Turkey. They also decided to divide Turkey into different new states. which was done in his final agreement of 1920. After this agreement, which was concluded between the Turkey and allies, Muslims of India extended their support to the Turks in order to pressurize the government of India for the protection of Khilafat. The Muslims organized and formed Khilafat Committee, Khilafat Conference. The Khilafat Conference, in its meeting on November 1918, declared that Muslims of India would take part in the peace celebrations, would not take part in the peace celebrations if their demands were not conceded by the government. The Muslim leadership, and especially the Ali brothers, were in jail. When they were released, they rushed to the Amritsar, where Khilafat Conference was continued. The Congress and the Muslim League were holding their sessions for the combined efforts. Khilafat Committee was set up with Maulana Shaukat Ali as its secretary to conduct the movement for the safeguard of the institutions of Khilafat. The Khilafat Committee in conference decided to send a Khilafat deputation to meet the Viceroy and then to meet the Allies forces state heads. Muslims of India were not prepared to see the dismemberment of Turkey, and therefore they informed the government about their sentiments. In these circumstances, Khilafat Conference decided to send a representative deputation of Hindus, Muslims and people from other walks of life to the Viceroy to praise him on the sentiments of the Indian people with regard to the dismemberment of Turkey. The deputation met the Viceroy in January 1920. They informed him that the British policy towards Turkey constituted a great threat to the peace in the subcontinent. The deputation therefore required from the government an assurance that the institution of Khilafat would not be demolished and that due respect would be shown for the sacred places of the Muslims in Turkey. The Viceroy promised that the sentiments of the Indian people and particularly of the Muslims shall be given due consideration and that no harm shall be done to the Khilafat and the sacred places of the Muslims. The war, and at the end of the war, in 1920, a treaty of Sèvres was concluded between the Allies and the Germany and other defeated states. This agreement shocked the Indian Muslims. Very harsh terms of treaty inflicted on the Turkish Khilafat with the dismemberment of Ottoman Empire. The Indian Muslims cleared that it was a deliberate attempt by the Christian community to demolish the Turkish Khilafat, which is the symbol of Muslim unity. In this agreement, Turkey was divided and distributed among the victorious allies as the war bounty. It was decided by the Treaty of Sèvres that allies could occupy the part of Turkey at will. The new state of Armenia was established and Syria, Iraq and Jordan would be separated from the Turkish Empire as separate states. Western Anatolia and Smyrna were handed over to Greece. With the dismemberment of Turkey, the institution of Khilafat was also be demolished. Again, the Khilafat Committee decided to send a delegation to British and other allies countries. This delegation reached 1920 in London. Maulana Muhammad Ali Jauhar was the leader of this delegation. They expressed his determination that Turks should not lose their independence and Istanbul remains as seat of Khilafat. The British Prime Minister Lloyd George did not entertain the demands of this delegation by saying that it is not in the capacity of one nation or one state. It was decided, the agreement was concluded by the consensus of all allied powers. So Prime Minister of England refused to accept the arguments and express their views that Turkey should be punished. His words that Turkey should get justice. Lord George replied with visible stare and ridicule that Turkey must get justice and will certainly get justice similar to that which Germany received. The Khilafat delegation, disappointed and dejected, returned to India without achieving its purpose. On reaching the India, in 1920, in the Khilafat Committee's meeting, Congress was also invited. The Gandhi and Congress party leadership attended the meeting. Both decided to start the non-cooperation, non-violence movement. Congress support this Muslim cause unconditionally. They said because this is the religious problem of the Muslims and we are with the Muslim cause. We will not get any favor from the Muslims. But Muslims showing their sympathy decided not to slaughter the cow. Which was poisonous for the Hindus. Muslims and Khilafat Committee members and the Congress nominated the Gandhi for the leadership of non-cooperation, non-violence movement. Gandhi had a great experience of non-cooperation, non-violence movements, so he started the non-cooperation, non-violence movement. Gandhi announced that all the people of India would surrender titles given by the British, refused to attend official darbars, and also refused to serve in defense forces of British. He also said that we would boycott the schools, colleges, law courts, and boycott the foreign goods. All will be done with non-violence. These demands were got implemented by the Muslims, but the Hindus and Congress refused to act upon these instructions of Gandhi. On the complaint of Muslims leadership to Gandhi, he said, I announce, but I am not responsible for the Congress policies. So Muslims withdraw their children from schools, colleges, and began to decide their disputes in the panchayats. They boycotted the foreign goods, refused to cooperate with the government institutions, returned their titles, but in spite of all this, the government did not care for the non-cooperation, non-violence movement. When the Rafid delegation turned from London, the Maulana Muhammad Ali Jauhar and other leaders announced the India Darul Harb. Maulana Muhammad Ali Jauhar retained in jail, but the Maulana Abul Kalam and Maulana Abdul Bari, the two prominent Khilafat leaders, issued fatwa that India was a Darul Harb, home of war, where the religion of the Muslim Islam was not safe. They should migrate to place where the image and religion was not in jeopardized. They asked to the Muslims to leave the country where they cannot lead the life according to the rituals of the religion. After this fatwa, many people began to sell their properties and arrange the luggage for Afghanistan. A large number of refugees reached Afghanistan. In the beginning, they accepted the refugees, but when their strength increased, now they sent back the refugees and refused to take people who are coming to their country. On this return, the people almost died in the way, and who reached back to their areas, they lead their lives very miserably. They had gone after the sale of their properties, left their employment, so now they have nothing to save the life. With these economic difficulties, they did not have any money to save themselves from the diseases. So most of them were died on the way and after reaching their homelands. During the non-cooperation, non-violence movement and the returning of people who were gone to Afghanistan, the movement was going on, but an incident turned the movement into violence. Moplas who were settled on the Malabar shores, they were basically Arabs and were poor people. The British and the Hindu landlords always suppressed them, so they were agitating against the British for the safety of Turkey Khilafat. During the agitation of Muplaz, the police and Muplaz came eye to eye with each other. The police fired on the Muplaz, and Muplaz in response attacked the police party. During this time, the police party returned back and sat themselves inside the police station. Muplaz did not care the situation and attacked the police station. They set the police station on fire, and all the policemen and their officers burned in the police station. That was the town of Chora Chori. This incident took place in February 1922. On this violent incident, Gandhi immediately decided to withdraw the non-cooperation movement without consulting the Muslim leadership. It was very loss for the Muslims because the movement was going very strongly and most of their leadership was in jails, so they cannot got the guidance. So now their movement was in doldrums. Besides this, the people of Turkey decided to abolish the Khilafat. The Indian people were struggling for the retaining of Khilafat, but the Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, who was a nationalist, he abolished the Khilafat and ordered to Caliph family to leave the Turkey immediately. The Grand National Assembly of Turkey, under the influence of Kemal Ataturk, abolished the institution of Khilafat on November 1, 1922. That last Khalifa Sultan Abdul Majid was banished from Turkey in 1924. at the stage when the objective of the Khilafat intact was gone and the movement in India was without leadership, the movement became very weak, and after 1924 it came to an end. Influence of Khilafat movement in the politics of India. Though the Khilafat movement has failed, but this movement left a far-reaching impact on the Indian politics. This movement created political awareness among the Muslims and taught them ways and means to project and protect their interests. In spite of its failure, it was a great movement of Muslims whom they got awareness, learned method of agitation, the second the Muslim leadership of the future rose and keep in contact with the common people. Before this, the Muslim League was the only party who protect the Muslim interests. Now the Muslim League leadership, other than the Muslim League, was in contact with the Muslims. The unity of Hindus and Muslims during the Khilafat movement was a unique incident because Gandhi wanted to use the Muslim movement, Khilafat movement, for the benefit of Hindus. He wanted to use both for the self-rule implementation in India. On the implementation of self-rule, the majority party has the right to rule the institution and people. So Hindus were in majority and they have remained in majority in future. So the Muslims have no chance to come into power and Hindus will remain in powers. So they attempt to use the Muslims and Congress power for the benefit of Hindus. along with the safeguard of interest of Hindus, he abruptly withdraw the non-cooperation movement. He did not care to discuss with Muslim leadership for the withdrawal. He, with one stroke of pen, withdraw the movement. Now the Muslims were feeling that they have not do right to give the lead role to Mahatma Gandhi. Quaid-e-Azam was against the non-cooperation movement because the Gandhi was exploiting the Muslim emotions. One thing that Muslims learn from this movement was that they would not in future to indulge in any kind of external issue. No doubt they struggled for the external issue. That issue belongs to the all Muslim communities of the world. The Muslims are living under the rule of British, but their sentiments were with the Turkey. On the abolition of Khilafat, they did not do anything because it was not their internal problem, it was the problem of Turkey. So they learned the lesson that they would focus their efforts on the internal issues, on the Muslim issues in the subcontinent. They will agitate, they will work for the Muslim issues, for the solution of Muslim problems. So, though it was the external problem, but from this movement they learned many texts of agitation, to dialogue with other parties, to dialogue with government. So in this way they learn many political methods. The role of ulama and mashayikh came on the surface. Before this, the ulamas and mashayikhs have no role in the political scenario of India. They were only play the religious role. Their role was very limited to the religion. Now they came out from the religion, they joined politics, they learned the texts of politics, political movement, political agitation. So they became the future leaders of Muslims along with the political leadership. Hijrat movement and economic miseries were both interrelated. Muslim religious leadership decided the Hijrat movement without discussing the problems seriously. They based on the emotions and decided the Hijrat movement. On the fatwa of ulamas, most of the religious people decided to leave the India and migrate to Afghanistan. But Afghanistan did not took indefinite people because their sources were very limited, and some of the spies inducted by the government in the form of Hijrat people, in the form of general ordinary people. Those people inducted by the government, they did agitation against the Afghan government. So they, without dividing the ordinary Muslims and spies, they return all the people who gone to Afghanistan. Their economic misdeeds cannot be calculated. These people emotionally joined the movement and sell their properties, sell their homes, sell their home luggage, home products, and start the traveling. But on return, they have nothing to lead the life. They cannot lead the life. So most of them died in misdeeds. The last was, we can say, the concept of two-nation theory was strengthened. The role of Congress and Gandhi was before the Muslims. So the base of their nation necessarily depend on the two-nation theory. If the Congress and Gandhi did not if the Congress and Gandhi support the Muslims in this issue and did not withdraw their support and abruptly withdraw the non-cooperation movement, then the Muslims could not say they are living in the Indian as a separate nation, and the India have two nations, the Muslim and the Hindu. So on the basis of this, the Muslims did not believe on the Congress or Hindu community. They done efforts for the separate nation, and they got separate homeland on the basis of this theory. Thank you very much, students. If you have any question, you can write down on the last page of this lecture, or you can ask the question. Thank you.
Thank you.